What's going on, guys? It's Jamie, aka the FUT Economist, coming at you guys today with a February FIFA calendar video. Today we're going to be looking at all the events that are likely going to take place in February, in FIFA that is, and then just sort of how they're going to affect the markets. I'll provide some commentary on sort of what these events are. There'll be some different coloring of the events, so that'll show you guys which direction that the market might go, and just generally give you guys a sort of a lay of the land of what we can expect in terms of FIFA content in terms of February. February is a big month, post Team of the Year, obviously, in terms of like selling back investments and some of the promotions that are coming out afterwards. Definitely a lot of things that move markets. So an important video. So why don't we just hop right into it? Obviously, starting off blank calendar. The first event to look out for, obviously, Team of the Week 20 on Wednesday. Nothing really that exciting there, but there's a good chance. Last year we got a round of FA Cup Man of the Match cards on the same Wednesday that we got a Team of the Week 20 last year, so fingers crossed we get that again. Those are some pretty cool cards we got released last year. I think that was actually when we got our first taste of like a true OP Striker Sun card. There was like an orange Striker Sun card. I think it went down as probably one of the best Man of the Match releases in FIFA history, so hopefully we get something similar to that again. Moving on, obviously the Thursday after that we'll have weekend rewards, but we could have icon SBCs, which would be pretty cool. One thing to note for those icon SBCs is last week we had a leak where some of the trusted sources for leaks actually gave wrong leaks, so they somehow got fake information. So just don't trust everything you see this coming week. These icon SBCs could be coming this Thursday, could be coming next Thursday. It's sort of the two, either the 1st of February or the 8th of February. It could be those two times. Another interesting thing too is we are heading into a qualifying month. Thursday, this coming month, February, is a qualifying month for like the big FUT Champs tournament, so expect this Team of the Year rebound that you guys have been seeing to continue as people look to buy their their expensive teams heading into qualifying month. Weekend release will help fuel that buyback. Okay, so this is where things start to get a little bit interesting. On Friday, we have the start of the Player of the Month vote. Obviously, that's going to be something that's pretty big in terms of moving investments early. Hopefully, I will have a video guys out for you guys before the actual votes come out, like the nominees rather. Sorry, I got my tongue twisted there. It's also, as I said, a qualifying month, so you could see people and prices rising into that Friday. And then finally the big one, Winter One to Watch drops. Expect that to be in packs for about a week, and then as you can see there, the coloration of that is orange. I should have said this earlier. Green things are generally things that are probably going to push prices up or have like sort of a neutral effect. Orange things are like neutral effect to negative effect. So Winter One to Watch is something that could push prices down. Obviously some of the SBC requirements could go up if they had some of those repeatable, tradable, one to watch sort of Team of the Week-esque guarantee one to watch things come back. But Winter One to Watch is something that a lot of people will forfeit buying power from their clubs to do some of the SBCs so that they can try their chance at getting a one to watch card, because gambling is fun, and that could push prices down just overall because buying power drops. So that's something to keep an eye out for. And then the next one isn't really too exciting. We have SBC rewards, marquee matchups, and Team of the Week 21. Again, you could start to see some of the upgrade hype, because upgrade hype, because when you get squad battle rewards and stuff like that, people get more money and they can start pushing that into some of the upgrade investments that we've been talking about, or that we will be talking about. You guys will see that video tomorrow. You could also look out for another week of flips for Team of the Week 21. I should have said this for Team of the Week 20 as well. There's a chance, I mean, most people would have opened their Team of the Week 19 saved Team of the Week packs last week because of how good the Team of the Week was, but there's a chance that people are going to open them on Team of the Week 20, Team of the Week 21, so just be on the lookout for that. You also might want to start looking out for people panic selling, buying panic sold investments during that period. Weekly rewards, same sort of deal, could push up some of the prices of the high-end Team of the Year cards as people buy cards. And then also you want to look out for the potential for people starting to sell off their Team of the Week or their one to watch requirements that were being pinched by the SBCs, because obviously these SBCs, if they do bring them back, would be ending in a day or two. So that's something to keep an eye out for. One thing I actually forgot to mention on my winter one to watch update is I just want to get this out now. There's also potential for the super high end one to watch cards to take a heavy hit. We saw this with like the likes of One to Watch Conte last year, but if they do bring this SBC back, obviously he's going to go back into packs again. Packs, I say packs, but he's going to go back into guaranteed SBC packs again, which is obviously higher supply could push his price down a little bit. So that's just something you might want to keep in mind. The prices of those guys have already started to move down. So at this point, whether or not you want to sell, I think you still have you can still save yourself coins if you were to sell now. So just something to keep an eye out for. Player of the Month SBC, obviously releasing at 10 a.m. in the UK time. League SBCs could come either this Friday, or the 9th, or on Friday the 2nd. We actually thought they were going to come last week, but they didn't. I think the two most likely leagues are probably La Liga and Pro League, just based on some of the marquee matchups that they've had and some of the requirements that they've had for those marquee matchups. I think those are the two most likely leagues. So if you don't have a whole lot of coins, you can't spread across multiple leagues. Those are the leagues that I would focus on for this upcoming batch of League SBCs. Okay, and now this is where, again, it starts to get kind of interesting again. We could see the sort of the most intense sell-off for this Lunar New Year event, starting after the weekend of the 11th, or the 10th rather. And we could start to see some sell-offs before that, but I think the most intense weekend league selling, or the intense weekend league sell-off, would be coming off of the Sunday, heading into Monday. And then obviously you had the sort of typical like SBC rewards, marquee matchups, Team League 21, Team League 22, and weekly rewards. Those SBC rewards and weekly rewards could contribute to the push up of the prices of some of the investment grade 1 to Watt or winter upgrade potentials, because they are likely going to be coming on the 16th. And I know that there, SBCs could push up. That's what that green arrow is. SBC rewards could push up, and the weekend league rewards could push up the winter upgrade hyped players. But as you see, I did indicate that it started to turn to a orange arrow, if you will, heading into the early morning before that event. This could happen even sooner. A very, very meta suggestion from traders this year is that you want to sell into the hype with these winter upgrade investments. I would, that is going to happen again. That's going to be one of my recommendations, and I would fear that people are going to sort of oversell into the hype, if you will, and it's going to start earlier and earlier every year as people become more and more aware that selling into the hype is sort of the way to go. So I think weekly rewards could sort of counter that as the prices fall and the supply comes out, as investors list up their cards. I think weekly rewards could sort of prop that up temporarily, but heading into the actual release of these refresh ratings, it could get kind of dicey. That's just going to be something that we're going to be monitoring all throughout February as we look at the prices of some of these guys with market updates. So definitely make sure you stick around for that kind of stuff. That's going to be really, really important, and it's going to be the difference between like millions and millions of coins. So make sure you're paying attention. And then this is a big one. I think a lot of people are getting this wrong for some reason. Lunar New Year. I do think it's going to start on Friday. Last year, it dropped on the 27th, and it went to the 29th, or I don't know, it was like the 27th, and then it went maybe to the 29th, or I don't even know if there's 29 days in February. Maybe there's 29 days in February last year. I'm actually not sure. But it was 3 days, and it started on the 27th. And the actual Lunar New Year was on the 28th last year. This year, Lunar New Year, the year of the dog, is on the 16th. And for some reason, a lot of websites have it predicted as the 19th. Maybe that's when they think it's going to end. That's when I think it's going to end. But that's just something to keep in mind. Lunar New Year is something that can push prices down. And for those of you that don't know, I'll do a more complete video on this later. But Lunar New Year is a time where EA traditionally have given out half-price coin packs, which means that, so it's not half price in terms of FIFA points, it's half price in terms of the coin value that you have to pay to get that pack. So if you had a 100k pack, you only have to pay 50k. It's still a terrible deal. You're like 98% of the time going to lose coins on that, but people really like doing it for whatever reason. When this event comes out, I beg you don't open up these packs with coins. I promise you're going to lose coins on average, but for some reason people really like doing it, and when they do that, they forfeit a tremendous amount of buying power. And when they forfeit buying power, you can basically, the term is that money factor, I think, is the term in economics, and that pushes down the prices of some of the higher end guys. So obviously something to keep an eye out for. Oh, and these Premier League rating refreshes, they essentially they don't last for a day, but they they you know, extend through like a 2-day period, right? They're going to be announced on like 6 p.m. UK on Friday, and then there's nothing really happening for, you know, a day, and then you get like another batch of you know, rating refreshes. And again, the order of these rating refreshes are not set; they're just based on what they did last year. They could change it up. They could release them all in one day. I really don't know, but this is just a predicted lineup. As you guys can see there, I do think that the Lunar New Year is going to run into the 19th. Following the Premier League, I would guess that we'd get another, you know, decent league because it is over the weekends. Could be Serie A, could be Bundesliga, could be La Liga. Heading into the week. Obviously, we have, again, SBC rewards, marquee matchups. I would think that we're not going to get like a super heavy-hitting league on Tuesday. It's just kind of not a great day in terms of traffic for EA, so I would think they were going to do sort of an off day there. Obviously, Team League 23, weekly rewards. Weekly rewards could contribute to a short-term recovery if we have a pretty intense sell-off for Lunar New Year, or like if buying power goes really, really down, we could see a bit of a recovery then. And then obviously we'll basically finish out the rest of the league, La Liga, Bundesliga, and then we are one thing to, you know, remember is this was sort of, people forgot about this last year. We have like a rest of the world refresh, and that would basically finish out the rest of the month for us. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is going to be an exciting month. Definitely keep an eye on here. We're going to be doing like market watches and stuff like that to make sure, you know, talking about, it's going to get dicey basically in the middle of the month, from like the 9th essentially to the like 25th is going to be very, very like exciting in terms of like market movement. We're going to be doing a lot of sort of market updates, market watches that I hopefully should keep you guys in the loop in terms of what to do with some of your big time investments. So if you guys appreciated this content, I would appreciate a like rating. If not, a dislike rating is absolutely fine. But other than that, it's been Jamie, aka the FUD Economist. I forgot to tell you subscribe. If you're new around here and you like stuff, subscribe. But other than that, it's been Jamie, aka the FUD Economist. Keep your trade possible, stay rational, and I'll see you again in the next video.